The topic which I will be speaking on is who is a consecrated person? A consecrated man or a woman is one who is walking in the footsteps of Christ. In the Catholic Church, consecrated persons are men and women who have taken vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. And when one belongs to a diocese or a religious congregation, the person adopts the beliefs and traditions, in particular, of that diocese or congregation. The exhortation Vita Consecrata by John Paul II sets before the consecrated person Christ, the center of life of every Christian. Using Christ as the model of everything, the consecrated person lives his or her life according to Christ. This is seen in pastoral practice, in its demanding character and its high standard of ordinary Christian living. There is a widespread call for spirituality and prayer, realized in contemplation and in listening to the Word of God. There also is sacramental life, the spirituality of communion, and the witness of love expressed in creativity, of charity towards those who suffer, and towards a wounded world enslaved in hatred. In a country like India, this should happen in a spirit of ecumenical and interreligious dialogue. Commitment to the chosen life is the most important skill. This commitment is a continuous process and leads to a continual configuration with Christ, as stated in Ratio Fundamentalis Institutionis Sacerdotalis. When moving from one stage to another, the consecrated person is expected to complete the developmental tasks of early stages so that he or she can respond to the challenges of transcendent values and attitudes that are proposed to him there. Otherwise, attention and efforts will be directed at dealing with struggles, addictions, and defenses. Having a motivating reason for making and sustaining the chosen life and the commitments to the evangelical counsels is essential. It is necessary to learn how to live that commitment well and how to navigate the challenges that it entails. When God becomes the center of the consecrated person's life, the life and times of God become ingrained in the consecrated person's being. This results in greater self-esteem and also in how the God of the understanding of the person can be utilized in times of difficulty. Some necessary characteristics are a developed capacity for self-reflection, that is, an honest introspection focused on personal encounters, relationships, and feelings, a capacity for prayerful imagination and prayerful life review that links all activity with the abiding commitment to bring the Lord to his people. Also, an ability to establish personal relational boundaries and parameters while at the same time allowing for genuine and generous closeness with others. He or she should have the capacity to maintain a healthy balance between work and play, investment in ministry, and detachment from results. Also, self-care and care for others, and a learned ability to find necessary and helpful resources, especially in challenging situations. Ascetical skills of self-denial, moderation, and prudential control are also necessary. Consecrated persons should be motivated for service to people rather than worldly acclaim, as service to people rather than worldly acclaim is a criterion that should determine their lives. It was found that consecrated persons who were better educated and qualified had a better sense of coherence in life and a greater need to assist others. Roman Catholic consecrated persons who had a sense of a clear vocational direction, as well as the ability to serve and relate with others, seem to have less psychological distress. They thrive in performing the sacraments, enjoying a fulfilling prayer life, and they need to connect with both their clerical brethren and their parishioners. There is a strong correlation in a consecrated person's well-being and between psychological well-being, intra and interpersonal relationships, social and contextual activities, love, work, and recreation. Therefore, seminarians, clergy, and vowed religious, men and women, remain spiritually and psychologically healthy by being apostolic, relational, and meaningfully engaged. A consecrated person's health is a progressive integration of his life history, leading to increased self-awareness and optimal apostolic effectiveness and availability. It is a witness to growth, fresh insight, which imparts knowledge, compassion, and freedom. As consecrated persons grow older, they need to have gratitude, continue doing good deeds, be aware of desires, and know his or her status as a consecrated person. Friendships are important, especially spiritual friendships. So these characteristics of a consecrated person can be summarized as prayer, friends, relationship with persons outside and inside communities, a sense of humor, meaningful work, apostolic flexibility, presence to one's ideals, increasing self-knowledge, a humble stance, and solitude. For older consecrated persons in particular, older adulthood continues to be a time to make contributions to the common good by renewing ambition, discovering new talents, and finding new uses for old talents, which is good for their mental health.